everyone, my name is Emily and I'm a film student at Middlesex University, and I'll be conducting the psychology campus tour. So first of all, we are in the Hub for Psychology, which is the Hatchcroft building, which is for science and technology classes. So right now we're going to talk to a lovely man called Alex, who is a psychology lecturer, and he'll tell you a bit more about psychology and a bit more facilities for your course. So if you'd like to follow me.
Yeah, welcome to the Psychophysiology lab. So we do a lot of psychophys teaching, we call it. So this is a lot for the psychology students. I think this is quite unique, and not a lot of the universities have this kind of space. And what we tend to do is we kind of have group projects, and students kind of tend to wear a white lab coat, feel very scientisty like, we do some psychophysiology recordings. So that means that we take heart rate. We take so EDA or GSR, so how sweaty your palms are, and then how fast you're breathing, stuff like that, and that gives us an insight into how your body reacts to different environments. So if you're really anxious, your body kind of gets into this fight or flight situation, and then you can record these, and yeah, they do different labs and different stations. I think the most fun one, as we talked about earlier, was we do a lie detector, or we call it the polygraph, where students get to do a bit of lying.
Yeah, so I'm not a psychology student, so I'm not really sure much about psychology, but for the course, is there many placements, and what kind of placements are there?
We do placements, so we do placement year, so quite a lot of our students take that up, and so we have loads of different connections with companies, or for charities and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've been a kind of placement tutor a few times, so I've been out and seen kind of on the ground as students do placements for a year.
Okay, so you go in and you actually see.
Well, we have, so you need a contact, and we go and make sure everything's okay. And some placements are kind of working in the prison service maybe, and I've been to some which was kind of violent offenders, kind of gang-related stuff. Yeah, so there's a range. Counselling. I've had placing students actually in my lab here, which kind of does a year-long neuroscience placement to get experience with that. So there's a range of different placements.
Okay, so it's either outside of the university or inside.
And sometimes do it inside the university as well,
okay.
But mainly outside with companies and charities.
Would you recommend doing a placement?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of our students get a lot out of the placements, because you get a foot in, and you get extra experience. I think these days getting something extra is definitely valuable. Call it a math lab. This is usually full of students. So this is mainly dedicated to just our psychology students. And we do teach, so we teach how to analyze data and all sorts of things. So so a lot of our psychology teachers.
This is really like the grunt work area. Like this is where you research and do it.
Yes, a lot. I mean, we used to have the big lectures. We sort of a bit more spread out on campus, but these areas here, which I show you, are really just kind of psychology. So that's what you benefit from.
Oh, wow.
From being a psychology student. So. Some of our students, both undergrad and postgrad, get to kind of specialise, and this is where we do more individualised projects and do a lot of research. So this we just actually recently set up, and this is we got these.
This is the EEG.
So this is basically the EEG lab. So we have. Let's see. So this is where we have more kind of high-end electrodes. So these are all little electrodes. We put these on, so we can put 128 electrodes on the head.
Wow. And
kind of a participant sits in here, and it's all kind of gets recorded. And we also got some of so that's brain stimulation, where we can kind of TMS, where you put some magnetic pulses in the brain. So kind of it's all about figuring out the brain and mind.
Would you say this is really beneficial to have as a student?
It's great to have, and this is so it's one of these, if you're really interested in the neuroscience aspect of things, then this is kind of where you can come and do specialized projects, because all our dissertation students, or all our third year students, they'll have to do a dissertation. So that's kind of your project, if you want. So you do your basics in the first year, get everyone up to speed. Second year is a bit more I suppose specialised, figuring out, and then by the third year, this is when the students, they go, well, this is what I'm interested in. And if it's more towards biological psychology and neuroscience, then we do have the facilities. And so they just, university kindly kind of shifted 100 grand last year for this. So it's a lot of our stuff is brand new. It looks like mainly computers.
There's more to it. Perfect.
But
lovely. So I think this is like the last kind of stop off point for the psychology part in Hatchcroft.
One last thing.
Absolutely, go for it.
We spend a lot of time over summer, obviously. I mean, the COVID and the pandemic is still here, and we spend a lot of time kind of setting up both remote and distant learning for the labs, because as a lot of things here are hands-on, but we've got a lot of new licenses, which means so there's some smart ways you can do some testing remotely, and you can also do a lot of interactive learning in the labs and how psychophysiology works. So this has all kind of happened. So the university's been very generous in kind of getting these best kind of licenses and new software where we can integrate. So what I showed you earlier with the labs there, so those slot nicely into to online then platforms as well. So that have access to that. So either if we manage to get into the labs, maybe January maybe, then you can do things there, but you can also work on it at home. And there's this kind of interactive thing. So that's
so the students aren't missing out on anything.
They won't be missing out on anything.
Just being on the lovely campus. That's about it. But hopefully we'll be back around January time. That's really great. It's really great that the university have really got onto like the licenses and everything, because we need to get on that.
So it's all been happening over summer.
Absolutely. So nothing's changed then. It's just more online.
More online. I was thinking about good ways
of safe practices. That's great. So is there anything that the students will get, because I don't know about psychology, because I don't feel that we need to have certificates saying that we've been trained for COVID. Is that sort of the same for psychology? Do you have a different training for it?
I don't know if we've got certificates yet, but I think it's an overall kind of it's getting integrated into everything we do. Because we know it's not going to be exactly the same. So we're trying to make the most of it. But it's also kind of, future proofing. You're not just doing it for now, but actually making the learning experience slightly better. Because if you can do it, we know a lot of our students commute a long way. So it's quite good if then you've got the option. Let's say there's a vaccine around the corner. That's great. And then, but it means that we can then continue, and we've got this kind of good option of both here on campus, but also do it online.
What's your favourite thing about teaching psychology at Middlesex?
Enthusiastic students. No, I think I teach a lot of, as I said, I teach a lot of neuroscience, and that's my kind of research background. And so I teach some research methods and a bit of statistics. I do quite like that, because I get to take students, which some of our students, they not necessarily like statistics or research methods, but you get to see them from not knowing very much about this, and then to the end, within the course of a year, in the second year usually, then it's like, well, actually, they know how to analyze data now, and they know how to, pose good research questions, and catch the media out, which say all sorts of strange things and strange headlines, which don't make sense. So I quite like that. But you see students actually learn a lot in a very short space of time.
Oh, that's great.
So,
any last words?
Come to Middlesex.
Indeed.
There we go.